Turn 54. This one's a bit complicated. I'm not actually going to redo it. I'm just going to play it straight up. So there's a bunch of things that happened. Number one, Xerxes the Cultivator has died, and we can keep it a secret that he had an intimate relationship with Matriarch the Younger, or you can reveal it to get 40 opinion with Zoroastrianism for 80 years. So let's do that. Then our uncle, it's always the uncles, who's been plotting against us because we refuse to have him be a regent, is going to be put in prison. But before we do that, considering he is the head of the refuse, we can pull this in there. Then we can buy some mercenary services. There, we also need a new ambassador. So lots of things we need to do here. But first, we will attack this, strike that, and attack that. So we've got 3 rebels we need to kill. We bought a mercenary chariot. All very good so far. Next, we will have this dude, a 3 charisma diplomat, as our best option for a ambassador. And then we will make Matriarch Shirin, who's vengeful against us, but is also a hunter, as our best option as a chancellor. We are dealing with these rebels. Samarkand has finished this. We can council for 2 turns to get that miner up, and then we can pull things back here. Now we actually have just enough, I think, to start Ishtar this turn, because we've got this event here. We could get 40 opinion with families, but family opinion is pretty good. Or we can get 40 culture in all our pagan cities, which gets this to developing and gets this closer to strong. So that's good for us. So let's go ahead and start that. And Ishtar there is 1274. So we can start Ishtar here. And then we definitely don't have enough stone to start the stronghold. We can do that next turn. Stronghold Samarkand. 55. That'll be fine. We'll take the hit from the leader, which will drop these guys back down. And here, because we got a developing event from adding the culture, we have the choice of 280 civics or 70 science. 70 science isn't that much. 280 civics is quite a lot, and since we're going to be getting Ishtar, we'll want to have civics in the bank to rush things out if needed. Super complex turn. Here, we've got some more orders. We're going to chop and start a mine here. And then this worker can come over here and potentially start another mine. I would love to start a quarry, but I just don't have any iron to do it right now. And then this worker needs to figure out what it wants to do. Potentially can come and start a garrison somewhere. Unclear exactly what this worker will be doing. Yeah, potentially this worker could come and start a garrison racks. Is this a river tile? It is not. We could potentially do something like racks garrison here. So this worker can just come here, for example. That is that turn, a pretty crazy turn. Our uncle will be put in prison, and that should fix our opinion with the hunters next turn. Next turn, we'll also find out what archetyped we are. Obviously don't have any moves for scouting. He's going to go found his 10th city now. This is 3 years away. So, yeah, but I think that's the right order. just because it gets me 11 years to developing. It speeds this up a little bit. Importantly, I sent the salt. Oh, I didn't even send the salt over here. I don't have orders for that. That takes 2 orders. I'm still trying to finish this legacy, so I can't buy orders. Send salt to a city. We'll do that on 55. And we'll definitely want to move the gems once this thing finishes as well. So probably we'll want the salt here to speed this city up, but I think the gems will be movable in a couple turns. We really want to get this city up and running. We'll definitely need to get the stronghold started. Counseling 2 turns. We could, of course, instead of council, festival, and then just remember in 2 years to start minor Samarkand in 56. Yeah, that is a hell of a turn. Lots of stuff going down in the kingdom here. But we should be able to clean this up nicely next turn. Awkwardly, I guess this guy just is very, very defensible. Since he's sitting on my garrison. Not sure. Which I guess gives him a defensive bonus. No, it's just urban, not the garrison. Okay. That's still annoying. Yeah, and we've mostly got all workers except for this one who's going to start Iraq's next turn. And we've got Ishtar, which we were shooting for, which will be very important to us. And we definitely want to get eyes on the south, get eyes on Leptis Magna next turn as well. So there's an anchor boat there. Yeah, just manually play this turn because undo I think would have been a little too confusing. We'll start a stronghold here. Probably not going to have stone for that. But yeah, should be good. And Hormuzand will get nets and we will start a hamlet there. So we clearly need more stone. But we're in decent shape. That is a really complex turn in terms of just dealing with all those events. And I think it was right to get the extra culture, got this city to a nice place, push this city forward and push this city forward. So in 12 years, we're going to be in a great spot. And the city can keep building things for now. Yeah, we may speed it up. I don't know. We'll figure out. And basically, I think I should, because in 12 years this is going to be ready. Does he have a citadel anywhere? He does not. He just has a garrison. So interesting. So he's just started his racks here. So I think we're ahead in terms of where we need to be. The Macemen will conveniently help out against this crap as well. All right, that ends this turn. Super complicated, and we will see how the game continues.
And we're here between turns, this time showing turn 55, but it's on his turn. I accidentally sent that turn back before recording, so before rewinding and recording, so just going over what we did. Started our shrine here to get culture, more culture going in here. We had Zoroastrianism spread into here, which is unfortunate. That's prone to some religious dissent showing up. And I'm not looking forward to spend training and build time from removing that. So probably have this day and spawn rebels. So I've started to upgrade this marauder here to have a decent strength unit in here to fight any rebels showing up once we get some dissent in here. Then moved in here and killed the first unit here that consumed most of our orders, so we still had some workers that are idle standing around. We started influencing our husband and converting someone from the Statesmen family to get them over to Judaism, to our state religion. So that's mostly about it. Tech didn't finish. We can take a brief look at the timeline. Oh right, he started the Ishtar Gate, It's a bit of a strange play. I guess alcaras likes to play with double victory off, so that's not a concern. Just double check this. Points and times enabled, no double. So I guess he's trying to do this to accelerate his culture. That means his culture in his hunter cities is very far away, so that the how much does it take? I think it's 400, at an additional 400 to strong. And he's still building this for 11 turns, so I'm assuming he's going to hit strong once his Stargate finishes. We are getting this one in 5 turns, at which point we can start rushing. I did not yet reassign myself in here. He is still happy to drain my civics. Starting a forum, which is not what I really want, but I don't think investing in these helps us very much right now. So I'm kind of waiting for citizenship to build new specialists in here. You're getting another point of civics from the museum. Could have moved a one worker out and built something else, but we're lacking the orders. And that's about it. He did have a Javelineer spawning in here. He will probably march forward next turn, or I'm engaging him, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Might even just buy him, but that's expensive. No, that's not worth it. I think he is jumping up to learned again. That's not good. That's really not good. But our museum is finishing up, so hopefully we can push our science up again. Means we didn't catch up as far as I wanted. Not sure if he's building inquiries already. Are going to, yep. That's it for the most part. Just moving in here, doing some worker actions. So, see you on the quote-unquote next turn. Bye-bye.
Turn 55. We can choose research. We'll choose forestry. Next event is politics studies, I think. And we have a choice of hero and orator, and we're going to go with hero and orator for our leader. So we're going to go with orator. Next event, we have, and I wish I had an easier way of showing these events. We had the Might of Nations event. Basically gives us some civics and influences the Magus while pissing off the merchant, so that's fine. Then our uncle has escaped from prison, and we're going to exile him, and that gives us some XP. And then we pick Commerce Student for Dukaruku. And then the last event here is Designs on the Throne. We pick the event where we don't piss off the Spy Master, but instead the Chancellor gets more suspicious of us. And the Spy Master costs us some orders. From there, we will attack here. So we attack rebels, move this maceman down here to attack this. Eventually, we will start a theater here. We will convert to Zoroastrianism with our queen and marry into clerics and also become a governor here. We also send salt to Samarkand to get some additional culture in that city. Then here we'll start a monastery. And then here we start a quarry, and that ends our turn. And we started forestry. We started fisher here, and we started a fisher here as well. Lots of workers idle, but fortunately we will have a lot of orders next turn. We'll definitely want to move this down here at some point to get eyes on the front. Maybe move this down here. Probably better do that one down there, keep that one there. We'll also move this next turn. Lots of things we want to do next turn. He started officers here. Let's take a look inside. He has a builder governor there. So that's going to take some time to come online, and starting a forum here. This is ending in 2 years, so cleared our rebels. That actually got us 30 extra culture from that, so we're 7 years away from strong here. This theater will hopefully speed that up a little bit. We'll keep producing Palton caps for now. Might as well. And we're getting this city online. We should have forestry in 2 years, so we should probably we'll start a theater here with this, and this guy can probably just chill to get forestry up and running. Fisher here, we'll definitely want to get more quarries up and running. We don't have access to strong right now. Acropolis would be very nice to get if we could. Lighthouse is also very compelling out of the available ones on the board. Great Zig is always good as well. So we're getting to decent stone income. Pretty sure our econ is a little stronger than his right now, just by virtue of having one more city and having had our cities online for way longer. But thanks to being an orator, our third orator in a row, which is really lucky, we are, and this one hopefully will last longer than the last one. I think we're in solid shape here. So we'll definitely want to get garrisons up everywhere next turn and things like that. Probably want to start an elder poet here as well. And then in 4 years, Zadra poet again. We should have a master poet from that theater just to keep pumping this here. Can definitely see like yeah. So chop in pretty aggressively here. Don't have that many river tiles, but we do have a couple down here that we'll definitely want to get lumber mills on. That worker will be out just in time. Circle will chill. And yeah, really grateful that we have a orator, because it's going to help enormously here in terms of just giving us orders. And way better than hero. Hero would have, I don't think we're ready for a hero right now in terms of attacking. We should finish this ambition in 2 years, or this legacy in 2 years, which will help as well. Everyone's pretty happy. Do have a little bit of an issue with our chancellor hating our guts and being vengeful and suspicious, so I'm sure she will come up in some more events. But hopefully, yeah, we can always replace her pretty easily, although we don't have a good hunter family replacement. So we will see. And that's pretty much it for this turn. Let's go ahead and send it back and see how Frederick responds. It's going to be so terrifying when this city comes online, but fortunately we've got an agent giving us science from it. 10% of our 10% of our nation's science right now, and is coming from our agent in Carthage, just taking notes on what the Carthaginians are doing, learning from the best, I guess, as well as a significant chunk of money as well here as well, a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of scouts out. This is the most scouts I've built in my life, I think. So just gonna have great vision everywhere, and that should hopefully allow us to chart a path to victory. We also probably should set governors wherever we can. Can't hurt. So set govs. We should have a lot of orders next turn. So all right, let's go ahead and send this one back.
And turn 55. Here we are. We have not seen much from him. So, business as usual for the most part. Rushing this one out. We did get lucky with our tech. Continuing down here to clean this one up. I am fishing for the legitimacy from by doing the camp blast, so trying to get rid of the unit first. Upgrading here because the raiders will probably move around here. And using our workers. Might not do this. Problem is, 2 turns we are going to have this available, and we want. Oh, but we need to do this. Probably do not want to do this then. Let me rush out this hamlet actually, so we can start with the Odeon right away. 2 orders left. Did I do something important with those that I can't quite remember? Can't really influence anything. Right, I did this. I finally throwing our first generation ruler out and putting her in. She's currently in here. It's fine. This also means when we start dispersing these workers next turn, we'll have her in there. So, looking at this, will change from 7. Science will go down a bit, but we are getting +5 to our civics, and this goes down by 2 turns. As this is finishing up, getting another point of civics from here. Kinda looking forward to not spending all our orders on these military moves, so we can actually use some of them to rush. So that's it for orders. Then we have our tech, that's an easy drama, and our ambassador level up. Take this. I was kinda worried about this, but it's not actually for our current ruler, that's from our original, for our first ruler still, these modifiers. Obviously I'm finishing up with overkill, but I don't have orders to use these workers right now, so I'll just leave them there for now. This will finish us in turn here, then we can come back and build this. This worker is finishing up. Starting to bank some stones, so we are looking to build some garrisons, although here we prioritize the growth resources. Let's just put up these down, although the garrison here will enable this. I'm not sure if I want this worker to stay up here or come back down. We can use, well, we have the builder, we can use him here to support build, since only the initial build needs to be from the family itself. Could also use one of the trader builders to start building some roads, although that's a lot of orders. If that's 6 orders per worker doing that. I'm not sure I want to spend this quite yet. She became an orator, though unlucky. Already up to 10 charisma. 6 plus 3 extra. Governor in here, so he's using the orator to build specialists in there, preparing for inquiries eventually, I guess. There's the other, there was one ruler that, isn't there one guy that was of age? Did he die as well? I guess people are just dying on this map. Anyway, that looks to be it. Not much I can do. We are trucking along. Yep. Probably down here since this is arranged. We'll need all three anyway. So the biggest difference, it's more difference. Need 2 full turns to kill this. 1, 2, 3, 3 turns to finish this off. Not sure. Composite bow is okay. Looking for citizenship or order boost is okay. If nothing better comes up, how expensive is that? 100. Not getting the scholar, which is too bad. Much won't stay around forever. Our science is not good for what we're doing. Well, it's going to increase shortly. Still sitting on basically just 12. This should have been researched like 20 turns ago. Are accumulating these. Do wonder if I should power through these 3 improvements. You like Hamlet, Odeon, Theater, Amphitheater, Hamlet. For possible Hamlet here. We could also Hamlet, Urban, Odeon, Theater, Amphitheater. To get maximum adjacencies for the amphitheater. An eventual Hamlet here. And then another few urban tiles here on the coast. At least while we don't have citizenship. The problem is I also want to get these down. These are valuable. And these are also a bit more valuable. I need to get wood going. So, yeah. Advertising this, I think. And I think we're good. This is not quite ready to rush yet, so we are accumulating money. Yep. This was down here, so almost finished. So yeah, getting notified about Zoroastrianism since we have the religion here now too. So okay, good. So see you soon.
Turn 56. I'm just going to play through this because the undo redo broke on me and I don't want to go through it again. Got a choice here that the Chancellor, who is suspicious of us, we could pay a lot of money to make her not suspicious, which is too much money for us to do that. Could reduce her wisdom, which we don't want to do because we like the growth from the Chancellor. Or we could just get XP. We'll just get XP. So I feel like that's the easiest choice. Our Spy Master thinks there is nothing with Shirin. Or rather, our Spy Master thinks there is something. Yeah, let's give her some civics. We've got a lot of civics. It gets influenced, which increases the wisdom we get from our Spy Master, which gives us a little bit more science. Here we have a choice of a tutor event, charisma or discipline. I always like stacking my main stat. 2 discipline would be nice, but having additional, going from 9 to 10 charisma is just such a huge lift. We're going to go with that. We have a choice of marriage. We could do a zealot or schemer. I will go with the schemer. Not really a fan of zealots. This guy doesn't have great stats, so we'll just get the schemer. And here for our cousin, we can go for wisdom or affable. We will go for wisdom because I likely would like him as a governor here. So I want to stack the governor wisdom science bonus, which is of course what our friend Frederik is doing here as well. And that's why this science is at 22 science, and that's going to explode when that finishes. All right, so here we've got some cities. Espadana, we can do a festival. I am long overdue on starting a garrison, so I will do that there. This city, Gordium, likewise can festival here. Don't really have anything that needs to be done, and probably okay on the worker side. This worker, lots of workers here. We can start another quarry, and we can start a quarry here, because I don't want to start a quarry in the marsh. This worker, we can move in position to start a lumber mill. And likewise with this worker, we can move in position to start a lumber mill, because we've got lumber mills next turn, and we will remind ourselves lumber mills, 57. This disciple can stay where it is. This worker can potentially come over and start. Oh yeah, I wanted these to start roads. So we'll start a road here, and this worker will chop and start a road that connects that way. And then we will move this Statesman and this chariot onto the barracks so that they get some XP. Over here, we really need to start a Rex, so let's go ahead and do that. That finishes. We can maybe even chop and then start the Rex. Here we can chop and start another quarry. Can we actually do 2 chops? Let's find out here. Try to maximize what we can do. No, we cannot do 2 chops, so right here we chop, and quarry. Yes, we can. This worker can come over here and start a quarry with also a chop on the way. This worker can realistically make its way back. I think we need to start developing our seat a little bit more. Don't really have that much development in it right now. So probably good to get a little bit more. We can get some mines up and running. And we have enough folks up here, I think, so we can move this all the way back there. This worker is standing by. This worker can start a theater. Do not have the money for it at the moment. So I guess we wait for theater next turn. And this is where it gets tricky, because I feel like it's actually better to wait on that Rex and start the theater. The garrison and state seat is probably more important than the theater, so we're going to undo a little bit here. We can actually pull this guy over here, chop, have this guy chop here, and then come to this quarry. This guy will start a quarry there. We redo what we wanted to do here. And this guy now can start a theater. We can pay 68 gold. We were looking to pay 400 gold to do that. We start a theater. Those 2 are standing by. And I think we had one of these workers. This one we were going to send back here. So yeah, I think that's it for our worker moves. We're married, which is great. I would love to get eyes into this city. We will sell down to 400 so that we can do that and assign our husband as an agent in that city. Division. Then we've got a couple orders left. Some scouts. We can move the scout here, see what's going on over here. We got that scout there. Really curious what's going on in the south, so I'm going to move this scout down there. And I don't think I can get there without being revealed. And then I think I have one more scout here that can move over here into that. Gets me a little bit of vision. Probably want to move that scout there. I think that's it. Are there any influences or tutors? I could tutor him, but I don't really have money, and I just burned a bunch of money on that. We will start lumber mills next turn, which I think I've already told myself as a reminder, but can't hurt to remind again. And now we just quickly check through, see what, if anything, we need to adjust. Yeah, I think this theater is more important than this Rex, just because I want to get this city up to strong ASAP. And we will, and this is actually lumber mill here. That's great because it's a river spot, so it'd be good to stop bleeding wood because we are in really bad shape wood-wise, and we will likely want to poke this forward here or even make it an agent as our agent supply here. We've got still a bunch of agents. These lesser cities revision. Of course, it's getting more and more expensive. So yeah, I definitely want to see what's going on though. I need to know whether it's when the city is settled. Presume he's moving his last settler over there to do that now. Obviously, I'm way ahead pace-wise versus his city there. But that's pretty much it. Our spy master is severely ill and age 55. Actually, given that, actually I'm going to assign matriarch there. Because if our spy master dies, I would like my husband to be spy master. I think that makes quite a lot of sense. And what was it? I wanted to move this one down here. Yep. And then our last move was this. So there you see a turn played all not all. Lots of going back and forth. And Zoroastrianism has spread to Susa, which means when this monastery finishes on Susa on turn 60. Just a reminder. It's always good to check through these events. Got some discontent in Persia, finished a bunch of improvements. We saw a worker from Carthage here, no surprise there. Elder Poet, and then I think we can probably start a Master Poet here as well as an Elder Poet. So that should, got insane civics production in this city, 52 civics. So in great shape here with our governor, our leader governor there. And these guys are going to get some XP, and then I need to really figure out what I want to do with these workers. There is a river farm over here as well. A river lumber mill over here, so one of these workers can come over there and start it. We'll see if that respawns. Other than that, I don't really see any more river forests that I could take advantage of. I did chop the one that used to be here, which probably was a mistake, but I needed the wood at the time, so who knows. So yeah, definitely want to get those lumber mills up and running next turn. And that's pretty much it. We should also finish our legacy, which will be great, and potentially unlock some ambitions. Really shaping up to be a great ruler here with Orator. Everyone is super, super happy. This will get me some hunter favor as well. So yeah, getting this on board. Yeah, we want to mark this as, I think I unmarked, because I undid some moves and lumber mill there as well. So we'll start 1, 2, 3, 4 lumber mills, I think, next turn. Potentially 5 if I want to make this little triad of lumber mills. And that'll help a lot with our lumber bleed. Okay, I don't see anything else. I think worker-wise, this will be our 6th statesman worker, which will be just enough. We'll be at 9 hunt, 6 state, 6 cleric. We definitely overbuilt a little bit hunter-wise, but that's okay. We're bringing this city up and running. Eventually, we'll want to move my warlike governor down there so that I can rush things with gold, but I don't have money for it at the moment. And once we get forestry, we're looking at metaphysics almost certainly, because I need to be able to steal. Because, yeah, he's about to explode science-wise. That's going to go to 22, and it's going to go quite a bit up. So, all right, let's go ahead and send this one back and see what our friends, the Carthaginians, do next turn.
And turn 56, and the museum is finished. Looking at science, we're at, it's not that much. Actually, yeah, the capital is kind of slow. Not really many specialists. Not as many as I would like to. At least one or two of those, or even 2 of those, up to elder specialist status. And we are not having the orders to rush in there yet. So let's do some, start the cleanup here. Keep focused on the 2 cities up here that we're ongoing. Can start an Odeon probably here next in 2 turns once those 2 finish. Here getting some more orders done. Moving the settler, so we are down here in 2 turns when we're cleaning up the final camp. And then the Daedonians should convert by themselves. They're already up. We don't have any shrines in their cities, so they shouldn't have any paganism conversions. We'll eventually need to work on traders if I want them to convert. Those are happy. Yep, they are firmly in the Judaism camp. They have the holy city in one of their cities. And the seat is also converted, although we did build paganism here. Did finish that up. It means our culture is now going up. It's another 4 points of culture, doubling our culture output here. Down here, I don't think we have the orders to use another worker. We do have some surplus stones, so let's build a forum while we are getting our first improvement done to build some specialists. Yeah, this is interesting. 1 chariot. I'll pay some resources. The culture is not, I mean, it's helping. It is shaving off 10 turns here. The chariot is not bad. It's better immediately, but that's 2 units. I'm not inquisitive, unfortunately. 2 units. He's now listing as learned on my turn as well, so he is producing more science, I guess. That's not what I want. Oh, he has many events, has had many events for extra science. Can pay this, but it's quite expensive actually. I think we take the free chariot. Here, that's a bit annoying. Get 1. My son and heir. So, yeah. I think we take the negative opinion. This will keep us above that still. I don't want her to get severely ill. I don't want to have to arrange another marriage, so let's grab this. Otherwise, not much we can do still. Can't rush in here yet. Really, the late drama and low growth is not making this strategy work very well. Need 1 crop resource that gets boosted by the granaries. We don't have that. And or when there's a patch on the test server that switches the bonus of nets from hunters to traders, which would affect this. And if we found traders down here, we can maybe benefit in here as well. But we aren't accumulating lots of citizens. It's not quite enough growth for that. And we have no poet build. We have a hard time building the poets as well. So we can only hope to get to citizenship fast. But that's there's a chance to draw it next turn. Very much like that. We can get these in place quickly. Don't have metaphysics, cartography, or scholarship. So, much else to do. She is not doing anything really. Why is my training that low? Despite not building, I guess I built one warrior over here. Do I want this to be a warrior? I think I want this to be a rancher. Just getting more orders everywhere. Looking at how to improve this city, probably if I want to build stronghold and barracks is probably up here after we're building a hamlet here. It's not, can't really build out, I mean I would need to pay to build a hamlet here first to get down here now and destroy some of the forests here in the process. Here's the desert in the way, and here's the marble in the way, so here's where we start our urban center, I guess. Yeah, and let's send it back. I'm very unhappy about this. It might just be from events. I think there's, don't know if I mentioned this last time, but with how much wood he's been selling, he might have gotten the military research event with the which jokes about the battle chickens. That would certainly be a reason to sell a bunch of wood if that event comes up. It's quite a bit of money to get it going, but it has a good payoff. And of course he's tutoring. He's both tutoring the queen as well as the other people in his line. So he's investing money there. So let's send this one back. Can't upgrade him. Yep, looks okay. We did as much as we could and send it back.